Hello again on the 2Kooky channel, and this time, we're diving into one of the most unexpected, heartwarming, and inspiring moments for ARMYs around the world. Two long-lost friends, Jungkook and Taehyung of BTS, appeared in Los Angeles, greeting fans in an Instagram live stream that seemed to stop the world for a moment. It all began without warning. Phone screens vibrated, notifications popped up. V and Jungkook of BTS were live on Instagram. No one was prepared. No one expected it. But there they were, sitting side by side, their smiles transporting us all back to the good old days when BTS still lived together in their old dormitory. With their hair blowing in the Los Angeles breeze and a warm yet relaxed atmosphere, the two seemed to be opening a box of memories together. Jungkook, with his signature laugh that never changes, looked at Taehyung as if they had just returned from their last concert stage. Meanwhile, Taehyung, with his calm demeanor, occasionally teased Jungkook with his signature jokes, understood only by those who know Taekook. And when Taehyung suddenly pinched Jungkook's cheek, the entire ARMY melted. That little pinch wasn't just a playful gesture, it was a greeting from the past, from the days when they argued over instant noodles, laughed over late-night games, or confided in each other about unfulfilled dreams. That pinch was a symbol of a relationship deeper than just colleagues. It was brotherhood. Then, as usual, Jungkook couldn't stay still. He stood up from the sofa, flicked his sleeves, and started dancing spontaneously. It wasn't a choreographed dance. This was a dance of freedom, a dance full of energy, like teenagers having fun without a care in the world. The camera shook, Taehyung laughed while recording, and everyone watching laughed and cried. However, tears couldn't be held back when the camera focused on Jungkook's arm, revealing the tattoo fans had been talking about for so long: ARMY. One word, 5 letters, but meaning more than thousands of song lyrics. Jungkook looked at the camera and gently touched the tattoo. No words were spoken, but his silence spoke louder than anything, as if he were saying, "We never forget. You're always here." The moment felt so real, yet almost like a dream. How could it not? Two idols currently serving their mandatory military service, who had rarely been seen together lately, suddenly appeared so warm on the small screen, bringing energy and love to millions of fans who missed them every day. During those brief 15 minutes, time seemed to stand still. Taehyung mentioned, "Do you remember our old dorm?" Then they both chuckled. Jungkook nodded. "I still have the doll you threw during that argument," he said with a laugh. That casual conversation sparked a wave of nostalgia. Comments from ARMY flooded the screen. "I'm crying. Taekook forever. Thank you for sharing this moment." Thousands, even millions, of people around the world were touched by the honesty and closeness radiating from the small screen. Behind the warmth, speculation arose. Was this a sign of something bigger? A secret project? A duet song? A documentary film? Or perhaps a small reunion to commemorate something important in their journey? Jungkook's face briefly turned serious before he said, "We have something, but we can't talk about it yet." Taehyung responded with a mysterious smile, and instantly, theories began to surface on forums, social media, and ARMY discussion groups. But whatever it was, one thing was clear: this broadcast wasn't just entertainment content. It was a message that they were still together, still caring, still thinking about the fans who had accompanied them from zero to the top of the world. After the broadcast ended, the hashtag #TaekookLive immediately became the top trend on X and Weverse. Thousands of video clips, fan art, and reflective writings flooded the internet. All of them spoke of one thing: the eternal love between two friends and their extended family, the ARMY. There was something magical about that moment, not because they were superstars, but because they were human. They were longing. They wanted to share. And they knew the world outside was longing for their irreplaceable warmth. That night, many went to sleep with smiles on their faces and tears on their cheeks. Not because they were sad, but because they were happy to see proof that true friendship never fades with time, distance, or even temporary separation. A few seconds after the broadcast ended, the atmosphere felt quiet, as if the once bustling digital world had held its breath. But it wasn't an empty silence. It was a meaningful silence, like after a grand performance had ended and the stage lights slowly dimmed. Everyone knew they had just witnessed something extraordinary, a piece of magic. What made this broadcast even more special was the way they spoke to each other. No need for small talk. No need for fancy words. Just looking at each other, understanding each other. Like two old friends who know everything with just one glance. Taehyung called Jungkook his beloved younger brother, while Jungkook referred to Taehyung as home. And in a world that's always changing, home is the place we always want to return to. Longtime fans are familiar with their dynamic, sometimes playful, sometimes teasing, but always with a sense of mutual care. In the broadcast, when Taehyung tidies Jungkook's hair blown by the wind, it feels like watching two biological brothers who grew up together. There's a warmth that can't be faked, and ARMY, who have followed them from the beginning, know exactly what it feels like to see two hearts growing side by side. It's not just ARMY who reacted. Several celebrities and musicians also commented on their broadcast, praising the genuine energy that radiated from them. Even some major entertainment media outlets wrote articles titled "The Warmest 15 Minutes in the K-pop World" or "Taekook Heals the Longing of Millions." They are not just idols. They are symbols of genuine closeness in a world filled with artificiality. There was one part of the broadcast that broke many hearts and healed them at the same time. When they sat in silence for a moment, simply staring at the camera without saying a word, Taehyung briefly held Jungkook's hand, a brief yet profound gesture. It wasn't just a gesture. It was a silent language understood only by those who have shared their lives together under the pressure of the stage and the world's spotlight. Some fans wrote that the moment reminded them of BTS's debut days, when 7 young men slept in a cramped room, ate ramen together, and dreamed of becoming big. Tae and Jungkook were part of that story. They witnessed each other fall, rise, and grow. And now, even though the world has changed, they still sit side by side, proving that some things never fade. There is speculation that this broadcast is part of something bigger, not just a project, but perhaps also a reminder to all fans that their love remains intact. There might be a song that captures those memories. There might be a documentary highlighting this friendship behind the scenes. But even without all that, these 15 minutes are more than enough to touch millions of hearts. In such a short time, they evoked memories, created hope, and reaffirmed love. They didn't need a grand concert or a big production. Just 2 people, 1 camera, and a world watching, and that was already the best show of the night. Because in the end, it's not about how long they performed. It's about how deeply they made us feel. Jungkook and Taehyung gave an invaluable gift that night, a reminder that even amidst distance, love, friendship, and memories can reach the quietest corners of our hearts. And perhaps, just perhaps, this is the beginning of a new chapter they're quietly preparing. A dream project that will reunite all the memories, love, and laughter from the past to be presented in a greater form. Whatever happens in the future, one thing is certain. The love between Taekook and ARMY, and vice versa, will never fade with time. We have witnessed a small moment, but its impact is extraordinary. So, stay with us at 2Kukyu, because who knows, we might witness the next big steps in Taehyung and Jungkook's story. And until that day comes, hold these moments close to your hearts, because this is the magic of love that cannot be spoken, yet is so deeply felt.